Man's wife cheated on him but says it's not her fault. Raw, true July 26, 22. Originally posted by you, Wasting Rage in our Relationship Advice and our True Off My Chest on May 31, 22. Updated June 29, July 6, and July 26. Sharing interests May 31. The wife and I have been married for 3 beautiful years. Problem is she doesn't enjoy my hobbies as much as I do. The missus used to happily join me on adventures such as camping or fishing. Now she won't so much as go on a simple hike with me. We have a 7-year-old and since the kiddo, these adventures have been a little tough to plan and follow through with, which I understand, but it can be hard on me. I like to get out at least once a week to clear the mind, but now that's been reduced to around once a month. She is upset every time I leave on a quick trip to the Rockies etc. because I'm not helping enough with the kid. I've told her numerous times they should both come along, but she never agrees to this as she no longer enjoys those type of things. Should I give up on the sights I love to see and adventures I can't help but indulge in? I do want to be there for my family, but I can't cut these things out of my life forever. But that's what she expects of me. Advice is greatly appreciated. Op is asked how often his wife gets to leave without the kid. She has girls' weekends, nights out around once a week to every other week. She just doesn't like camping anymore, and she definitely doesn't like me camping either. She for sure does most of the hard work with our child as I have a job, and I greatly appreciate her for it. When she goes out with the ladies, I'm there for the kiddo, and if she need a break there I am. It's no problem, I just want to camp more is all. June 29, 22. My wife cheated on me and says it's not her fault. This past weekend the kiddo and I went on a 2-day camping trip for some father-son bonding time. My wife doesn't like camping herself at all anymore and doesn't even appreciate our kid and I going. This is a big hobby for me and I want to share with my son. Usually we argue a lot about my trips, especially if I request to bring our child. But this time she was oddly cooperative about the whole thing, but still insisted she wouldn't join us. I was surprised but didn't question anything because I was so excited that she was finally allowing us to go, and I didn't want her to change her mind. I thought we had finally found a common ground and the arguments were ending. I was wrong. We had a great trip and returned back on Monday. We expected to come home to an empty house as my wife should have been at her office for a few more hours. I walked the kid up to his room as he was exhausted and ready for a nap. After, I walked into our bedroom to find a naked man in my bed. I recognized him as my wife's coworker whom I have met numerous times at her work functions. At first I was in disbelief and even wondered if I was in the right house. Then my wife walked out of our bathroom, also naked, and I had no more doubts. She looked petrified when she saw me. I have never been so angry. I yelled at the dude to get out of my house so I could speak to my wife. He grabbed his clothes and left. Then we started arguing. I never yell at my wife. We always want to keep things civil for our son, but I was so hurt I was screaming. Then my wife decides to get defensive, saying it's not her fault that I am barely around and camp so much, even though I hardly go on trips anymore because she doesn't like it. She says, "That's what drove me to do this. Your neglect to this family." I was in tears at that point. I just don't understand how her cheating could be my fault. When I turned around to leave, my son was standing in the doorway and I felt terrible for yelling. I quickly consoled him, but my wife snapped at me again, telling me to get my hands off him. Now she won't speak to me and says I can't see my child until I apologize. Apologize for what? She said we could go on this trip. She planned to cheat and that kills me. It makes me wonder if she has done this before. I'm stuck staying with my parents right now. I don't know what to do. I want to see my son. I'm worried I really scared my child, and of course I would apologize to him. Just not my wife, but maybe it is my fault. TLD, or my wife cheated on me while my son and I were on a camping trip. She says it's my fault for camping too much. Update. I'm back home now. Decided it was best to get here ASAP. Things are quiet, but I'm relieved to be back in the same space as my son. Thank you all for the advice and kind words. It means so much. I'll keep you all updated if you'd like. Edit. Thank you all again for the support. I appreciate it. Sorry I can't reply to everyone, there's a lot of you and things are tough right now. But thank you so much. Edit. In case of any confusion, I am Canadian. July 6th. This is a follow-up to my last post about my cheating wife. For the past week, I have been working with a lawyer to initiate the process of divorce and gaining full custody of my son, with the exception of visitation for now until more is resolved. Things were awkward and tense for the first few days of me being back home. So my wife, using wife to keep things simple and identities private, decided to leave to stay with the guy the first found naked with her. I'm disappointed at the example she's setting for our son, but this makes my decision to divorce even more concrete. I will continue to share as much as I can if that's what people would like. But of course, court has its confidentialities that I must keep within boundaries of. I want to thank everyone for the continued support you all have shown me throughout this tough time in my life. I really do appreciate it. Edit. I just want to note, please don't just blame women, use this situation to be misogynistic. July 26th. My now ex-wife revealed she is pregnant with a man she cheated with and no longer wants to see our child. This is another, and most likely final, update about my ex. See my past posts for more information if you'd like. I expected my last update to be the final post regarding my marriage, but this felt like a necessary thing to share. Last week I received several texts from my ex saying she was pregnant with an unknown man's child. Obviously meaning she cheated with multiple other people before the one I found out about. She said she plans to keep the baby and start a family with her coworker. Other posts have context. She also mentioned that she wouldn't be fighting me for custody of our son. I told her I would be willing to split the custody or at least keep visitation rights for the sake of the kiddo, but she insisted she didn't care about that anymore. I am honestly in awe. I'm shocked she has given up on everything about the family we had. But I am most hurt for my son. At the end of the day, she isn't worth wasting any more of my energy on. I have been spending every moment I can with my kid and will continue to do so. I'm starting to feel more like myself again, and I can't wait to get back into adventures and nature. I'd like to say a final thanks to everyone for the support and encouragement. I will always be grateful for that. Tobias out scissor. For now, I am flaring this concluded as Op's wife has completely checked out of both the marriage and her relationship with her son. Post 5 years from now. My ex-wife who cheated on me with her coworker is demanding that my son, whom she abandoned, spend time with his sibling, and doesn't understand why he doesn't want to see her anymore. Might want to update that once more. No more context than this, unfortunately. She was lying about the pregnancy. Posted 4 Novi https. www.reddit.com/r/camping/comments/wv8bm5/what are your top 5 go-to items for longer trips/uzo61h. UTM medium equals Android app and UTM source equals share and context equals 3. Wonder if she was always like this or if he's gonna find out in the next year that she's having mental health issues, drug issues. Also, no way the coworker stays with her to raise a random baby when she just cheated and abandoned her last family. Dude, you should have checked Op's comments cause he reveals she lied about the pregnancy. Ladies' nights were definitely hookup nights. She deprived him of what he loved to keep him distracted from her cheating. Total trash human to give up on her own child. I will never understand parents who find a new person and abandon their child. This is next level selfishness. People, you divorce your spouse, not your child. That's just stone cold. Always curious how this works from a psychological standpoint. How can you leave your kid, destroy your happy life like this? Oh, that poor kid. Make sure to hit her up for the max child support. Fuck her. I can understand, or at least try to understand, cheating, but leaving your kid like that, I refuse to find a reasoning behind that. He needs to ruin her cheating ass with child support. I DK what it is with these types of cheaters thinking they can just drop the child they helped create and not pay for it. I hope she realizes how screwed she's going to be when she has to pay while also having to worry about her affair baby. Also, who wants to bet that the coworker is definitely being duped into thinking it's his baby? $5 he finds out in 25 years and leave her high and dry lol. What a worthless mother. So the girls' nights were cheating nights. She probably hated the camping trips because she had to watch the kid and couldn't hook up with the AP those weekends. Did she ever love her husband because she comes across as someone that actually despises him? Taking bets on how long before this coworker jumps shop. Since we all know it's inevitable, my guess is 6 months after birth. Then the wife will shop around for a replacement. Find no one, then come back to Op saying how wrong she was and she has always loved him, etc. Honestly, sounds like Op might get the best outcome. As a result, the wife won't contest custody. If she was bothered by all the camping so much, why wouldn't she talk to him about it? Probably because she just used his hobby as an excuse to feel better about all the cheating. Cheaters getting caught and blaming their partners is something I'll never understand. I have heard it all before. I work too much. But she never complained when I, for example, paid for all of our vacations, covered all unexpected expenses and supported her through 5 years of university. She did not need to work a side job that time. Guess who did have to work a side job through his 5 years of university? I have always been the sensible and responsible one when it came to finances. She lived like a teenager who was paycheck to paycheck. When I wanted to talk to her how I felt about being the only financially responsible one, she called it emotional abuse. Because I made her feel bad for never having money. I guess me feeling bad about always having to worry about finances did not matter. Cheaters never think they are at fault. They are selfish, entitled and immoral people. I do think people can change. And I do believe in second chances. But they have to want to. And when have you known a selfish and entitled person who gets what they want by lying, gaslighting and manipulation, want to change? Given the unknown number of men she's cheated with, Oop really needs an STD check and probably a paternity test. But at the very least the STD check. He should probably also take this time to get her to sign away her parental rights so she can't screw with the kid's future. After she's signed that, hit her with the child support order. This woman had a list of red flags a mile long before this dude married her, I guarantee it. I just don't get it. Not the whole cheating and being an asshole thing, since that's painfully common. But abandoning a child you've raised for 7 years just to have another kid with someone else. Why? It would make more sense to me if she just admitted she hated being a mother and wanted to be childless. Terribly painful, but it would make sense. But having another kid, what's the purpose? Are kids just a relationship prop to her?
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.